All right, we're catching up with Broncos Hall of Fame running back Terrell Davis. TD, what'd you see from the new number 30 out there?
Well, it looks good. I know that he hasn't had a chance to work on his upper body, but as a back, I always say, if you have your legs, then that's all you really need. But he looks good, and I know that he's excited about this year. I think year 2 for any back is always one that you look forward to because you know you're coming off a year where you've seen what the NFL is about now. Mm-hmm. You had a chance to have an off season, go back and watch some film, and then you have in your mind kind of how the things that you need to work on and what you're going to work on this upcoming season. What he still has this year, which is cool, is that he still has that attitude. He still has that kind of chip on his shoulder that he was passed up by a lot of teams, including the Broncos, by the way. And so that's good to have.
Is that the key to being not just a one-hit wonder?
It's part of it. And I felt like when I came in from year 1 and 2 and 3, I always felt like I could always get better. I never felt like I was there. Mm-hmm. And you got to hold yourself to a high standard, and he does that. And it's all about growing, trying to grow, trying to get better. How can you improve and try to keep that, whatever got you going the first year, you got to keep that. And that's what he's doing. So, yeah, absolutely. If you come in here in year 2 and you think, all right, you know what, I had success in year 1, and I'm just going to kind of pick up where I left off and not have to kind of go to the back, go back down that mountain and climb that mountain again, a lot of times we have a rude awakening.
I'm sure everybody comes up to you. How are the Broncos going to be this year? What's going on with the Broncos?
I've been fighting a lot of people. This year with the Broncos, man. It's been an interesting year. But, I see potential there. Let me tell you the things that I really like. I mean, I do love the fact that you've got a head coach in Vic Fangio, that the feel and the sense that he's here, it is just, okay, it's back to being real, disciplined football, fundamental stuff, accountability, tough physical play. Playing for it. Just you get a sense that okay, you're not gonna make mistakes to kill your chances of winning. And if you decrease those things, then the probability of you winning goes up dramatically, right? I like the fact that you got young talent, but most of the young talent is in season 2. So again, they're coming off that first year learning. I like the fact that their defense with Vic Fangio as the head coach, the track record speaks for itself. This is going to be a top 5 defense because you have the pieces in there. So, and anything can happen. Once you start winning games and whether you're winning them, by 3 points or whatever it is, it becomes contagious. And I think this team, if they can get off to a good start, win a few games up front, and then it becomes contagious on how they operate, I find it hard to believe that I see a team that's being coached by Vic to where they'll have those late season sort of meltdowns that we've seen the last couple of years. Mm-hmm. And because they've come out the gates pretty strong the last couple of years, and all of a sudden, you get to midseason and the end of the season, all of a sudden they start to tail off a little bit. Now, Kansas City and the Chargers,
they're pretty good. Huh?
They're pretty good teams. They might have something to say about this. Okay. Another important piece is Joe Flacco. And Flacco, I think with Scangarello coming over and being a coordinator who's got ties to when Joe was really good, obviously in Baltimore with Gary Kubiak, giving him something that's familiar, right? And taking him back and loading him up with tight ends and Noah Fant and, and Hireman and, Fumagalli and all these tight ends that they have around him. I think you're playing into what Joe does really well. Revamp offensive line, Mike Munchak coming over. I know that he's going to upgrade that offensive line. And I know they've got some concerns, and you look at, Bowles and, all right, the holding, and that's something that, hopefully we can coach that out and maybe some technique stuff there. But I think overall, I do like the sense of where this team is. And I certainly believe that they should be in the mix at a minimum this year. And then again, if a ball bounces the right way, who knows? They may be a playoff team.
Last one for you here. A couple weeks from now, I guess less than 2 weeks now, Broncos taking over Canton. Yeah. Mr. B, Champ Bailey, what do you think that weekend's going to be like?
Crazy. In a good way. All the Broncos, Bronco country will be there. I'm excited. I really am. I look forward to going to Canton every year, but this year especially because of who's going in. Champ. I've watched Champ for a very long time. He went to Georgia. I played with his brother at Georgia, and so I've watched him for a long time, followed his career to Washington, and then, of course, he plays here. So And Champ has just been, he was a great athlete in college, receiver, returner, can do it all. And that was no surprise that he continued to play that way his whole career. And then, of course, Mr. B, I mean, what can we say? He was the man, and just remarkable human being. Had a way with people, had a way with connecting with people, making you feel like you were his favorite player. Didn't wear the owner's hat, you know, which I thought was really cool, because that's just kind of how, when you meet somebody, you kind of have, you have a kind of expectations or how you see them, and he kind of shattered all that stuff for me. And over the years, it was no longer owner. It was like Pat Bowlen was a friend, and would do anything for you. No matter what you want to do, Pat was going to be there for you. Took care of your family, took care of me, and just a great human being. So I'm unfortunate that he's not going to be able to enjoy and to see this happen. But Bronco country and all the everybody else, we'll celebrate this, and I know he'll be watching. He'll be looking down on this and smiling.
It'll be a fun weekend. TD, you're looking good. You think you could get out there?
I'm just waiting for Vic to give me that call. So Vic, if you're watching, I got some tape I can show you. I know you already said that running back. I get it. But I can get you a few little short yard runs.
Here and there. All right, TD, appreciate you. Thanks, man.